Oh boy. I'm your host, Patron Wild. I'm, of course, the host of the Patron Wild channel. Hello, everyone. Unfortunately, not wearing a Patriots shirt as I should be, but for today's episode. But rather, we are going to talk about the standings in the NFL. If you guys are, watchers of the channel, you will realize that back when I started the channel, I, did my predictions for each team. I did, predictions for the AFC North, AFC South, NFC West, and East and South. I did every single one and then predicted who will go to the playoffs, who will win those playoff games, and who will be in Super Bowl 55. I had the Baltimore Ravens versus the Saints. Saints will win, right? Well, I thought today, since we're 5 weeks in, going to our 6th, I thought, why not? Why not review every single, team and put my thoughts in? Alright? Ready for what? Let's begin with the first division, which will be the AFC East. Patriots, Bills, Dolphins, Jets. Let's just review them. So, the first team I want to talk about is, of course, the New England Patriots. I don't want to do that ever again. I predicted the Patriots. This was back when Jarrett Stidham was most likely going to be the QB, because we didn't know if we were going to sign one or not. We eventually found out that Cam Newton was going to be the starter. But then Cam got COVID. So in the end, I predicted we were going 9-7 before we got Cam Newton. After we got him, I still thought, depending on how Cam Newton would do, that our average would be 9-7. Our high end would be 11-5. Well, ladies and gentlemen, the New England Patriots are 2-2. Of course, we beat the Dolphins and we beat the Las Vegas Raiders. We will have to talk about them later because, oh boy, they proved the whole world wrong. But we lost to Seattle, which technically, if we're being realistic, we should be 3-1. But of course, Newton decided to run it rather than throw, which is kind of predictable. But then we also lose to the Kansas City Chiefs. That was the first match that Cam Newton was out for COVID. And, of course, we had to put in Brian Holder, who was rusty and, just safe the whole time. And we had Jarrett Stidham, who was more risky, but, due to the fact he hasn't played even a single half of a game, he was picked to shreds. He did throw a touchdown, but he threw for one interception, and then Julian Edelman let go of a ball right in front of him. No one's targeting him. And because of that, Honey Badger picked him off and ran for a touchdown. So if we're being realistic here, Jarrett Stidham had 2, even though by default, Edelman threw for an interception. But yeah, New England Patriots 2-2. This is an interesting place for us because I like the fact that we're 2-2. I mean, we could be 3-1, but and the fact we need to beat the Patriots. Not sorry, beat the Patriots. Beat the Chiefs, which is pretty interesting, But of course, we're not the best team in this division. The best team in this division is definitely the Buffalo Bills. We'll talk about them right now. Hello, welcome you guys back. Now, I had the Bills, not just the best team in our division. I had the Bills going 12-4 and being the 3rd best team in the entire AFC. And that was only because of the fact that the Bills beat the Titans on week 5. Well, I might have been wrong about that. I was wrong about the the Bills being the Titans. But right now, Bills are 4-1. Good placement. I like the Bills. Josh Allen playing like an MVP. They finally have a number one wide receiver in Stephon Diggs. The defense is still great. Unfortunately, the Bills lost to a team that hasn't practiced in 2 weeks because of the fact they had COVID. You would think that the Bills were the team that didn't practice for 2 weeks. Nope, the Titans were, and they still beat them. Although I will say Jadeveon Clowney hasn't really done that much. And I don't think he does. Ryan Tannehill is playing like a top 10. You can even consider he's playing like a top 5 QB. That's damn impressive. Derrick Henry, of course. Still playing like Derrick Henry. Stiff arm against Josh Norman. Kind of funny. Josh Allen playing great. He had 2 interceptions against the Titans. One of them was not his fault. The receiver should have caught him. The second one was just plain old ugly. And yeah, you know what? Bills, they're doing what I thought they were going to do. Speaking of teams that I thought they were going to do, the New Jersey Jets. Yeah, New Jersey, or the Jets, or whatever you want to be called, they're god-awful. They're complete garbage of an organization. I have them going 1-15. I have them being the worst team in the entire NFL. Right now, they're 0-5. And the best part is, they just released Le'Veon Bell. Their best running back, they released him. Because Bell had criticism against the head coach. Gase needs to be fired, like, pronto. But as the Jets, knowing the Jets, they'll keep Gase and then get Trevor Lawrence and then ruin him. Who knows? He might become the next Ryan Tannehill, or he just retire like Andrew Luck. They ruined Sam Darnold. Like, they ruined Sam Darnold's process. He was doing great. He went 6-2. Actually came back from mono. And then he just was complete garbage afterwards. Yeah, if I were the Jets, you better pray to God that Trevor Lawrence does not pull out Eli Manning, because you will be fucked if he does. And Sam, if you're watching this, I know you're not, but if you are, you might wanna do a Le'Veon Bell and trash talk, because trust me, the Jets will be so good with Joe Flacco. Oh, Flacco. I forgot you sent there. Speaking about journeymen, since Joe Flacco is one, the Miami Dolphins. I had Miami going 2-3. I'm sorry, not 2-3. I had the Dolphins going 3-13. That's how I thought how bad this team was gonna be. Yeah, I might have been wrong. This team is not a 3-13 team. This team's already 2-3. So this team's already proving me wrong. Yeah. When I liked the Dolphins, I was like, good. All right. I was like, good. Let's do this. I thought this team was gonna be like 6-10, maybe 7-9, like Atlanta, which was my prediction. They kind of screwed that over, but yeah, it wasn't until I did the calculations where I was like, oh, the Dolphins don't have a good schedule. Not at all. And they're already 2-3. Of course, they beat the Jaguars, which I thought Gardner Minshew was going to beat, but they didn't have DJ Chark. And then they beat the 49ers. Who would have guessed that the 49ers would become the injury squad? Looking like a Suicide Squad film. Oh boy. The Dolphins are doing the right thing, and that's starting Ryan Fitzpatrick. I know that everyone except for Tua, but against the Chargers, Tua versus Herbert. But doing the Patrick Mahomes route is the greatest thing the Dolphins could do. And if Tua turns out like anything like Patrick Mahomes, then you know you got a good damn quarterback. That's all I'm saying. But now those are all the teams from the AFC East. So let's talk about the AFC North, because that's going to be the most interesting division for sure. Let's talk about the team that surprised me the most, I would say. The Pittsburgh Steelers surprised me the most. This team, I stated, was gonna be 8-8. For some reason, I thought they were gonna lose to the Broncos, Texans. Yeah, I thought they were gonna lose to the Broncos and the Texans. We all know my dumbass was wrong. This team is 4-0 right now. And that's only because the Tennessee Titans Steelers game got rescheduled. And that's why the Titans have an extra win rather than the Steelers. And this is more like a bye week for the Steelers. But, of course, the Steelers did beat the Broncos, did beat the Texans. Barely. Chase Claypool, a.k.a. Mapletron, the Canadian wide receiver we all need. Look, I gotta be honest. I didn't know who Chase Claypool was, but after today, even though I'm not a Steelers fan, Mapletron. I will always support Mapletron. That's for certain. He lands with the Patriots. I wouldn't be mad, but Steelers, they blew my expectation, right? I thought their defense was going to carry them. I thought Big Ben wasn't going to be the same. They were going to select a quarterback in this draft. No, I was completely wrong. Juju, still playing like Juju, so that's good. Horace Minka, TJ. I did not know Derek Watt was on this team. Spoiler, or if you didn't know, Derek Watt is the brother of JJ and TJ Watt, which the fact that Derek didn't see JJ when they played against the Texans is kind of a letdown, but you know what? This team proved me wrong. Now, speaking about proving people wrong, let's talk about a team that proved a lot of people wrong. The Cleveland Browns. I know, right? The Cleveland Browns. I had them going 11-5. I know, right? I had them going 11-5. And you would think, the Cleveland Browns, 11-5. No, they're gonna be complete garbage. They're gonna be like 6-10 again, you know. The Cleveland Browns are 4-1. The only loss they had was to the Baltimore Ravens. And they got blown out. You wanna know something? Guess who also got blown out and has a winning record?
Not in like 25 years.
The Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They got blown in the first match. They have a winning record so far. The Cleveland Browns with Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield hasn't done that much. But the talent around him is remarkable. OBJ returning to form. Landry playing great. Nick Chubb is injured, but Alvin Kamara I knew this season that Kamara was getting the ball more than Chubb, and now I understand why. Kamara is the number one guy. Austin Hooper playing great. Johnson, the backup running back. Did I know he was on the roster? He's doing pretty good. There's a lot of things to like about this Browns team. Their defense, Denzel Ward, he's playing good. Myles Garrett. Ooh wee. The Browns did the right thing and give an extension. Yeah, so I think this one proved the haters wrong. Proved everyone wrong except for me. The question is, can they keep this winning streak up since they're playing against the Steelers next? I have them losing to the Steelers. But who knows, right? Maybe this time Myles Garrett doesn't hit someone in the head this time. I'm joking. Alright, I know he's not gonna hit someone in the head, but the memes are still funny. Speaking about being a meme, guess who we're talking about next? The Cincinnati Bengals. The Cincinnati Bengals. Oh boy. I have this team going 1-15. Well, here's one thing for sure. Here's the one thing. All the teams I mentioned so far, none of them have proved me wrong so far, right? Some of them has been, like the Steelers, they're 4-0, but technically they still can go 8-8. The Dolphins, I mean, it's unlikely, but it's still possible. The Bengals are the first team that proved me wrong. The Bengals are 1-3-1. The Bengals, they beat the Jaguars. Of course, they lost to the Chargers, the Browns, and then the Ravens. Of course, they beat the Jaguars because the Jaguars don't have any defense, and their offense is just Minshew and Robertson. And then they tied with the Eagles, which we have to tie with the Eagles next episode because, oh boy, that team does not look good. But the Bengals are the first team to prove me wrong, and I don't think the Bengals are going to do great this year. They're going to be a lot like Arizona from last season, where they're going to be more of a fun team. I mean, there's so much so of Arizona to the point where Joe Burrow is going to hit too much. You too can pay the Cincinnati Bengals to get Joe Burrow some offensive lineman. Hopefully, Joe Burrow is not pulling Andrew Luck. I know I keep on saying Andrew Luck, like he's gonna do an Andrew Luck. He's gonna retire early, but you don't understand how many QBs get destroyed and never be the same because of how their general manager doesn't pay attention to offensive linemen. And that's something that I would automatically do when I'm a GM. I would not look at wide receiver talent. I would not look at the QB. I will be like, what offensive line do we have? Is it good? Is it shit? And improve it if it needs work. You know what I mean? So yeah, Bengals first team that proved me wrong. But you know what? Let's talk about a team that didn't prove me wrong. And for some reason have the same record as the Ravens. God damn it. How in God's name does the Baltimore Ravens have the same record as the Browns? That's something I can never understand. So, I have the Ravens going 14-2 again. The Ravens, they beat the Browns. They beat the Texans. They lost to the Chiefs. I had them beating the Chiefs and only losing to the Browns the second time, and then the Steelers a second time, right? They beat the Browns, Texans, Redskins, Bengals. They lose to the Chiefs. Lamar has declined in his throwing, which I would have thought he would have improved his throwing, but I guess he didn't. Or even still one of the best rushing teams. Seriously, man. Lamar, you need to throw more. Like, things are getting too predictable, and it's not like you're a terrible thrower or anything. It's just you need to switch up your game if you want to be MVP Lamar Jackson again, you know? Not much I can say about the Baltimore Ravens. They're just flat out good anyway. Do I see them going 14-2? God, no. But, no, they're going to make the playoffs. So, I mean, what can a man do, right? Okay, now we're heading on to the AFC West. What team proved me wrong? The team that proved me wrong were the Las Vegas Raiders. 100%. This team proved me wrong. Let's talk about the teams that the Raiders were playing. Panthers, Saints, Patriots, Bills, Chiefs. In those first 5 matches, I only see them beating the Panthers, being 1-5. This team has a winning record. This team's 3-2. This team has the same record as the Colts. This team has the same record as the Cardinals. This team has the same record. Okay, never mind. I can't think of any other teams. But the point is, they have the same record as the Panthers, and the Saints, and the Buccaneers. What is this? But the Raiders proved me wrong. They beat the Panthers. They beat the Saints, who, before they beat the Saints, I was like, the Saints, they're going to win the Super Bowl. I might be wrong about that. They lost to the Patriots and the Bills. They beat the Chiefs. That's the most surprising one. They beat the Chiefs. They divisional rival. Is it okay for me to say that Derek Carr is Patrick Mahomes' biggest rival now? Can I say that? Like, the Raiders found the blueprints in being the Chiefs. How do I know? Because guess who the Patriots were playing the week before? Kansas City. Patriots have the best defensive mind in NFL history and best head coach in NFL history in Bill Belichick. I'm not surprised that the Raiders looked at what they did and thought, let's do what he did, but, our starting QB is in and is a better QB than Patrick Mahomes all around. Because, spoiler, Derek Carr is a better QB than Patrick Mahomes. You can argue about it, but Derek Carr was a better QB in this match. 100%. Better accuracy, more yards, more touchdowns, same amount of interceptions. He was better than Mahomes. It was clear as day. Raiders defense, better than I thought it was going to be. The Chiefs defense was complete garbage. We'll talk about them when, we talk about the next team. But, oh boy, the Raiders are putting me wrong. I think the Raiders are going to make the playoffs. Now, looking at their schedule, they play the Buccaneers next. I don't think they're going to win. But if they beat the Buccaneers, then you know what? Hail Mary, alright? Raiders, playoffs. Alright, that's all I'm going to say. They beat the Buccaneers, then they're going to the playoffs, 100%. That's all I'm going to say. So, Raiders, congratulations, you proved me wrong. But let's talk about a team that did worse than I expected. The Denver Broncos. The Kansas City Chiefs. I had this team at 14-2. I have them being the second best team behind the Ravens again. And, this team is proving me wrong. Well, they're not proving me wrong, but they could. The Chiefs are 4-1. The only thing they lost to were the Raiders. And, yeah, the reason why I said they're proving me wrong is because I think they're going to be worse than 14-2. Because, if the Patriots know the weakness and the Raiders use the Chiefs' weakness and win, how much do you bet other teams aren't going to see that and thought, we should have done that? Spoiler alert, don't blitz Patrick Mahomes. That's how you win. The Chiefs look vulnerable. Is that because, they're not as good as they were last season? Because of a Super Bowl, when you get to the Super Bowl, you don't play as good as you used to? Or is it because the Chiefs' defense are actually bad and Patrick Mahomes is degrading? It's hard to believe that, but anything's possible. I'm not saying he is, but if I were the Chiefs, I would be concerned about our defense. I would be concerned about how good is Patrick Mahomes. Is he too good to the point where our receivers are just thinking that he's going to do a middle pass, We'll find out when the next team beats the Chiefs. And knowing the schedule, it's either the Bills or the Raiders again. If the Chiefs lose the Raiders again, then the Raiders have the blueprints and beat the Chiefs 100% of them. And finally, in the AFC West, the Chargers. The Los Angeles Chargers. I had them 8-8 because of Tyrod Taylor, right? They're 1-4. They beat the Bengals. I had them, in the first 5 matches, I had them 2-4. No, I'm sorry, I'm not 2-4. 2-3. I'm not off. I thought they would beat the Panthers. I was completely wrong. Tyrod Taylor's out because cracked ribs and then painkillers stuck into his lungs. Justin Herbert is in. I'm gonna be honest right now. I'm gonna be flat honest. I thought that Justin Herbert was gonna be a bust. He's proving me wrong. It's just his team can't fucking win. And that's it. It's not much I can say aside from Justin Herbert. You're proving me wrong. Also, I found out that Justin Herbert might have been the first overall pick a couple years ago. Yeah, so that was something I didn't know. So, I'm not surprised now that he can throw for like 72 yards. Man, he got a good arm, that's for sure. Speaking about good arms, let's talk about the last division in the AFC, the Colts, with Phil Rivers. Oh boy. The Colts, I have them 7-9. The Colts are 3-2. What? How's this team 3-2? I have them beating the Jaguars, the Jets. That's it in our first 5 matches. I was wrong. They beat the Vikings, who I thought they were going to be a playoff team. Yeah, I was completely wrong by the Vikings, but the Colts lost to the Jaguars. How? And they beat the Bears. They beat the Vikings, Jets, Bears. How do you lose to the Jaguars and the Browns? Phil Rivers, the way he throws the ball is fucking weird. T.Y. Hilton is not the same T.Y. Hilton. I don't know. I don't know. Let's talk about a real team. The Tennessee Titans. Woo! Woo! Woo. Alright, anyway. I have this team 12-4. I have this team the 4th best team in the AFC. This team's still undefeated. This team's 4-0. They beat the Broncos? Barely. They beat the Jaguars? Barely. They beat the Vikings? Barely, from a comeback. Steelers? Rescheduled. Bills? You know, it's gonna... Holy shit! They beat the Braves! They beat the Bills! 42-16! God damn! Ryan Tannehill nearly fucking removing his own leg from that celebration. Derrick Henry just stiff on Josh Norman. Woo! Tennessee Titans. I knew this wasn't going to be a fluke, and right now, the Tennessee Titans are proving me wrong, so congrats. Now, do one thing for me. End the coronavirus. We don't want more of coronavirus. Stop getting coronavirus. Thank you. Let's talk about an organization that feels like coronavirus. The Houston Texans. Yeah. Houston. Why? I predict this team can be 6-10. Somehow I feel like this team's gonna be even worse. This team's 1-4 now. This team only beat the Jaguars. That's it. They nearly got a win against the Steelers. And then they lost because of Bill O'Brien. Bill O'Brien is now gone. Are they going to get the Chiefs offensive coordinator? Probably not. It's Houston. Deshaun Watson's career, it's burning. It's not dead yet. It's just burning. J.J. Watt, right next to Deshaun Watson, burning. DeAndre Hopkins' career with the Texans, dead. Texans wide receivers, burning. Texans defense, burning. Texans running game, burning to death. Yeah, I might want to not talk about them anymore. And finally, we have the Jacksonville Jaguars. I had this team going 4-12. This team's 1-4. They're not proving me wrong. It's just you're making it really hard to support you. Either being the Bengals, they beat the Colts. How do you lose to the fucking Bengals? This team should be 2-4 or 2-3. Robertson, who came out of nowhere, surprised the whole world. Gardner Minshew doing a little bit of his Fitz magic. DJ Chark probably needs to get out of Jacksonville and go to a real team. We'll take him in New England, but Jacksonville, there's not much I can say. Just get a defense. Just don't get rid of Trevor Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence? I mean, Gardner Minshew? Oh no, they'll get rid of Trevor Lawrence after they get rid of Gardner Minshew, because they'll probably get Lawrence and then just waste his career just like they did with Gardner Minshew's. He should go to Pittsburgh. That'll be a funny story to see. But those are all the teams in the AFC. Tomorrow we'll talk about all my predictions, or the review of each team in the NFC. Thank you for watching today's video. I'm your host, Patrick Wild, and I'll be signing out because I gotta do fucking schoolwork. Goodbye.